Bernard. My name is Dana James. I'm a recruiter with Number One Consulting Firm. I saw that you recently applied to our lead consultant job. I just wanted to pre-screen you before I sent your resume on to the hiring manager. Just a little bit about myself. I've been with Number One Consulting Firm for about 2 years now. I have a background in HR and regulatory operations. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, most definitely. So, my name is Bernard Penn, junior, originally from Louisiana. Graduated with a bachelor's in computer information systems and a minor in accounting. Um, Super excited about this opportunity. I do have some experience in consulting, not a whole lot, but I think that I'm well above overqualified for this job.
All right, that's good to hear. What makes you interested in this role?
Well, just the growth and the ability to take another step in my career. I think that this is definitely like something that I've thought about, weighed for a long time. I have multiple options, but just based on where I want to go and the things that I want to learn, I felt like this was the best opportunity.
I love to hear that. What have been some challenges that you've had to face in your career, and how did you manage them?
Oh yeah, that's a great question. Wow. I look at it like, challenges are an opportunity to, really show growth and show maturity and things that you've learned as a professional. So the most basic thing I think that I've learned is to have a positive mindset, especially in the consulting environment. Things are very hectic. So I think that is positivity is the foundation for a good performance in the team. And also communication. I think those two things are huge. Communication being something that can either make or break your team. So.
All right. How would you say you keep yourself organized while working?
Organized while working. Okay. I would say it's definitely a routine of understanding what you have to do, understanding all of the assignments and things that are on your plate, and understanding how to divide yourself and your time to slowly but surely get all of those things done. So, kind of like eating an elephant piece by piece.
Gotcha. I really can see the growth in time management skills with the answers that you've provided. Thank you. Now, moving on to a more skills-based portion of the interview, can you tell me about a recent experience where you exceeded client expectations?
Wow, a recent experience. Yeah, I can definitely speak about an experience like that. I think I'm in a situation now where we've had, as a team, multiple setbacks, and our ability to be resilient and our ability to still put work on the table, although we've received a lack of leadership and a lack of information, is really huge. So I kind of forgot the question there. Can you please repeat?
Absolutely. Can you tell me about a recent experience where you exceeded client expectations?
Yeah, so back what I was kind of alluding to, my current situation, the client is currently very shocked that we're able to produce at such a high level with the lack of information that we received from the beginning. But again, I'll double back on what I said. It's hugely about, my team and the positive attitude that they have every day, and then our ability to communicate with each other on a daily basis. I think that those two things are huge when it comes to, dealing with a bad situation, but it also gives you a boost. It's like almost like a superpower when it comes to producing and outshining expectations, because positive attitudes promote positive output. So
I love that. I really do. All right, next question. How would you rate your skill level with Jira dashboards, beginner, intermediate, or advanced?
interesting. I would say intermediate. It's actually a cool thing to talk about now, because before I had no experience with Jira. My team actually is transitioned to Jira within the last few months. So I've definitely been able to play with it. I've worked with some similar tools, RQM, some other things that are very similar, and in my mind a little bit easier, but that just may be my bias for being comfortable with one tool. But Jira definitely has its pros and cons. I can definitely see why it's something that a lot of people are migrating to. and I'm excited to see with Jira as a platform, we'll be able to help our team accomplish.
Really good. Glad to hear that, you know, the implementation of that system into your work life hasn't really thrown off your ability to continue to perform. That's really lovely. All right. Do you have experience dealing directly with stakeholders?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Can you describe your approach to project management?
And what do you mean by project management?
So, if you like change management, if you are having to implement a new structure into something, you know, what type of resources do you think you would rely on to like get up to speed on the plan? How do you think you would organize it to get through everything that you had set out to do?
I would say the blueprinting phase for any project is, if not the most important thing, tied with the most important thing. So essentially what I'm saying is planning is everything, preparation is everything. So that would be my, you know, my main focus, right? Going into a project or project management role, change management role, making sure that I have everything planned out, that the team has sat down and really thought about it from all different angles. And we're coming to the client with multiple perspectives on how this can go and what exactly, whatever we're going to be providing could benefit, how could it benefit the company. So, but this also goes back to communication, especially when you're working with a team and it comes to planning. You have to kind of cover each other's bases. So also making sure that there's no stone unturned. If somebody didn't pick up something, making sure that somebody else did. Really just having each other's backs, kind of like a real sports team, I guess you could say. Yeah, I think that is the most important part of initiating any project management project. Just the planning phase, making sure we understand what we're doing. You know, what does it look like to put these things in action, and how exactly we're trying to benefit the client.
Lovely. All right, I have 2 questions left. The next one, I just want to know a little bit more about you. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Wow, 10 years, that's a long time. Where do I see myself? I see myself as a leader of people. I see myself as a continuous learner. I see myself as a resource and an asset to those around me. Yeah, I see myself, 10 years is a weird question. I always try to think in increments of like 2. But, you know, 10 years from now, I really want to be in a different position. I want to be in I don't think it's cliche to say leadership role, but I want to be in some type of position of control to where I'm not focused on the day-to-day work, but, you know, really high level, you know, really controlling things from kind of a skybox office type of thing. I also want to be an entrepreneur in 10 years. So there's multiple things that I want to really get done outside of just being a regular consultant, which is easy to say, but I think that especially in the world we live in with technology, it's a lot of opportunities to grow yourself and your portfolio outside of everyday 9-to-5 work. So excited to bring some of that energy to my client as well, and kind of use out of the box thinking to provide as much value as possible.
Love to hear the ambition. You did mention some entrepreneurship. Did you have any ideas as far as what type of businesses you were interested in starting?
Absolutely. Yeah, I have a lot of different things. I have some friends that have businesses that I would like to invest in. Really want to get into real estate. Really want to get into the entertainment scene in my local city. I think that it's in need of a different perspective. A lot of different things. Residential areas on top of real estate. I think I already mentioned that. And also software development. I think that is the future. You know, one of my biggest ambitions, I guess you could say, are side projects currently. So a few things I'm gonna have my hand in a lot of pots, and I'm excited for it. But I think even now with this job opportunity, I think it would give me the ability to build on the skills I already have to better prepare myself for that in the future.
Really. And it's funny that you mentioned skills, because that actually is the final question. What specific skills separate you from other candidates for this role?
I think I'm observant. I think that's the biggest skill that I have. A lot of people like to say a lot of things, and I really take pride in being able to kind of remove my emotions from the situation and look at it from a logical standpoint. To be able to see where is the need, what can I do in the situation, what does my team need to do, how can I help my team in any type of way, what does the client need from me, what do my leaders need from me. So I think that's the number one thing that I would say that would separate me from the normal employee. The ability to observe and then, react based off of things that I see.
Beautiful. Thank you. Well, that does complete all the questions that I have. I will forward this information on to the hiring manager, and you should be hearing something within the next 2 weeks. Before we go, did you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I would say based on, all your questions, which are really strong, we didn't really talk about the financials of this job, nor did we talk about what the actual expectations of this job would be. So I would love to learn more about what exactly my responsibilities would be. What is the company trying to, accomplish with this role, and what exactly would compensation look like, especially for someone of my caliber.
Absolutely. I think that is definitely something that is worth knowing. I can absolutely forward you back the job requisition that goes over the specific roles and responsibilities required of this job. As far as compensation goes, unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to share the range, but I can absolutely bring that up to the hiring manager so that when you have that discussion with them, they are more than, able to go over specifics based on your experience and what is allotted for this role at this time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Well, I think that's it.
All right. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Bernard. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Look forward to hearing from you soon.